Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Attack on Titan Season 2 episode review. This one's going to be for episode 6, which is called Warrior. And yeah, this was a really good episode of Attack on Titan, and I think it really sets the stage for the rest of the season to be really impactful, intense and dramatic. So let's just jump straight in here. The big thing in this episode, of course, was the big reveal. The tease from last week's episode turned out to be absolutely, valid thing to tease a big reveal, because this was huge. That Reiner is the Armored Titan and Bertolt is the Colossal Titan. And I really liked how they did it. I liked how it was so casual how it was first mentioned within the episode. And then they kind of go back and say, actually, yeah, it came across as if they just completely came out and said it, and like no one was paying attention except Eren being involved in the conversation. But actually, the suspicion, they were actually roughly getting to the stage where they were really suspecting Reiner and Bertolt. And with that knowledge from, I suppose, 12 hours earlier, as they do in the episode, the scene is actually like, oh, Eren shocked reaction to a big reveal in a conversation with Reiner and Bertolt. Mikasa very close. All these other characters around, they're more or less on guard, ready for this if something happens here. So, of course, I think it was a surprise to see the reveal happen the way it played out. But it seems like everyone was roughly ready for this. But yeah, the reveal that basically just Reiner, obviously struggling with this whole, is he a soldier, is he a warrior mentality, as we saw in the previous episode with him, kind of just comes out and kind of is more or less kind of had enough. He doesn't necessarily want to do all this fighting and killing humanity to do things the way the plan initially was. And I suppose just the fact that we now know that Reiner and Bertolt were following a plan, that this means that all those years ago it was Reiner and Bertolt, and because they're all from the same group, it's this weird dynamic of actually that means Reiner and Bertolt were really young when the plan actually came into play and they first attacked the walls, which also I suppose makes the flashback from the previous episodes about Ymir eating one of Reiner Bertolt's friends actually more interesting, in that the other person must have been a Titan shifter as well, their friend, and the plan maybe would have wiped out even more of humanity if the three of them executed the plan. But you sort of wonder, was that third person just a normal Titan, or were they a special Titan in the same way as Colossal, Armored, so on? But definitely, huge reveal for the series that Annie wasn't working alone, as we kind of get into, that she, Reiner and Bertolt are all from the same location basically. And even though they never really talked in training and stuff like that, it is revealed that they were working together. When Annie was kind of revealed to be the female Titan, Reiner and Bertolt were working from their undercover position to give her the information that was needed. Going back to the big kind of chase scene from the end of season 1, the moment when Bertolt looked like he was about to be killed, that seems like a really heroic moment for Reiner, where he really showed how amazing he was getting out of the female Titan's grip. But it was actually her letting him out and him actually giving her a message as to where Eren actually was during that sequence. So that kind of, I think, played out quite nicely, that sudden reveal from Armin basically really jumping onto it, that wait, if he was working with Annie, what does that actually mean? And it's, again, huge reveal. But let's get into talking about, I suppose, what happens after that. The big thing is that Bertolt obviously doesn't want to... Bertolt and Reiner both don't want to, continue with the plan the way it kind of was, in that just knocking down the walls, destroying humanity. And he basically says, Eren, if you come with me peacefully, come with us peacefully, there's no need for any of this other stuff to happen. And that's when obviously we then transition into, I suppose, everyone getting the reveal of who they are. I loved the moment where Mikasa just activated and just went for Bertolt and Reiner, and if she only had to take out one of them, it would have been over there and then. But because there was two of them and she had to act really quickly and just do like lethal blows immediately on both of them to take them out, she was just hindered in doing that. But it ends up with obviously a really dramatic moment. Berthold and Reiner both Titan shifting there and then. The Armored Titan taking Eren, Colossal Titan taking Ymir, which obviously is an interesting point as well, because the start of the episode was focused on the aftermath of the Ymir reveal, everyone realizing that, like, oh, she's a Titan shifter, so of course she has the kind of healing properties. She's going to be okay, but she sustained so much damage that she's in a coma right now. And then the other thing is Hanji being aware of, like, oh, Historia is from a, important family from the walls. That makes her a very, very important character now that she is Historia. And, that's going to mean something, I suppose, down the line once we get into some of the politics stuff. But for now, it's just like Krista, Historia, very important. Ymir is kind of here, but now she's been taken away. So her knowledge that Hanji was really excited to get, now that she's on their side, suddenly is away from them. And they obviously will really want to get Ymir back. And if Eren is taken, they need him because he's the main Titan that they have on their side, on humanity's side. So the big ending of the episode is... I actually really like this moment. You could definitely be somewhat critical of Eren, of at times being a bit like overly emotional about things, but here I actually liked it in that it's just he really put his neck out there to like defend Bertolt and Reiner when the suspicions kind of fell on them earlier in the episode, and he was the one who was would have been the last one to in any way believe it, but he was the first one to just be directly told that it was those two who were the key two Titans. And just that moment of like the tears kind of flowing and him just accepting that, like, I can't believe it's come to this, but I'm going to fight you to kind of get out of here. Him Titan shifting and the fight about to begin. And it's set up to be a really, really cool action set piece because, of course, I assume it'll primarily be Eren versus the Armored Titan, maybe with some assistance from maybe Mikasa, as most of the other recruits fight the Colossal Titan in a kind of big set piece kind of battle. So that's interesting. The other thing with Bertolt is that I think what they were going for here is that Bertolt got injured enough by Mikasa that his transformation didn't kick in fully. So just the way his body formed, it was like it was just his torso like attached to the wall, maybe. Maybe we'll see it come in fully. They definitely animated the Colossal Titan once it was kind of fully, in place. A little bit weirdly, it was kind of like a mix between CG and 2D, or else they just did a really weird style on it, and it looked different than it did in like season 1. Hopefully it's better in the next episode when it's involved in more action. It was just like, okay, the close-up stuff on like the hand was fine, but like the shots of just like the face and the kind of torso were a little odd in terms of the animation, but still really awesome moment as the battle is set up, of course. And the next episode I think is called Close Combat, and it's obviously hugely set up to be a huge action set piece. Armored Titan versus Eren's Titan, that should be really, really good because they're very kind of similarly built, the only difference being the armor on the Armored Titan, of course. So that should be very, very fun to see. And then as well as that, just to see like all the scouts, like is Armin going to do some tactics stuff here? How is Mikasa going to fare in this battle? And then how are the other recruits going to do? What are they going to do in the battle? Has there been any preparation beforehand, given that this potentially was a possibility that they come to, that they could have to fight the two Titan shifters in Bertolt and Reiner here and there. So that's definitely going to be cool. But yeah, when you really break it down, it is a fairly like to the point episode in that the entire episode is about like the build up, the suspicions in the background, and then initial aftermath of the reveal. And I like how they did that again because the reveal was so well done. They could have done this in a very easy way of just like ordered this episode differently and just have the final scene be the reveal, and like it's just Berthold telling Eren, I'm the colossal titan. I'm the armored titan. Berthold is the colossal titan, and that ends the episode. I like how within the first couple of minutes of the episode, that reveal is out, and it's just like, there's no way that's true. And then going back and saying, actually, show you convinced me to suspect these guys, and then it's not until that music kicks in, you see the orange, yellow spark, them about to Titan shift, that you know for sure it's true, and suddenly the entire series up to now is kind of seen in a completely different way because both of these titans are kind of so integral to kind of what the plot actually is. The fights against these two and what they did initially are, so important in that. So I'm going to end the video there. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on the episode as well as my review. Did you like the way they did this huge reveal as much as I did? But yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.